Electrolysis of aqueous solutions, copper chloride, by KayScience.com. In this video, we're going to learn about the electrolysis of aqueous solutions using copper chloride as an example. Here is the cell or power pack, and on the left is the positive terminal and on the right is the negative terminal. Coming out of the negative terminal is the wire, connected to the negative electrode. And coming out of the positive terminal is another wire connected to the positive electrode. Here I'm drawing negative signs because this is the negative electrode. And here I'm drawing positive signs because this is the positive electrode. This container contains the electrolyte, which the electrodes dip into, with space between them. The electrolyte is the compound which is broken down in electrolysis. The electrolyte is aqueous copper chloride, which is copper chloride dissolved in water, so we write it as CuCl2 Aq in brackets for aqueous. In a copper chloride compound, there is one Cu2 plus cation and two Cl minus anions. When any soluble ionic compound dissolves in water, the water ionizes into a hydrogen ion and a hydroxide ion. The water ionizes from a simple molecule into two ions. We can demonstrate this in an equation, which is H2O, alpha liquids, reversible sign, which forms H plus, Aq for aqueous, and OH minus, Aq for aqueous. A hydrogen ion forms and the hydroxide ion forms. So an aqueous solution of copper chloride has copper cations, chloride anions, hydrogen cations, and hydroxide anions. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. The negative electrode is known as the cathode, in which the positive ions, known as the cations, are always attracted to. And the positive electrode is known as the anode. The negative ions, known as anions, are always attracted to the anode. So what happens in the electrolyte is the positive ions move towards the cathode, and the negative ions move towards the anode. In the electrolysis of aqueous solutions, there will always be two different types of ions at each electrode due to the ions in the ionic compound and the ions in the water. Therefore, the question is, which ions are discharged at the electrodes, as only one type of ion is discharged at each electrode? These are the rules which you must know and you must understand if you want to figure out which ion is discharged at the electrode, and you will be expected to know this and understand how to do this. The first rule is, if the metal is less reactive than hydrogen, it will be discharged. Remember, hydrogen is always in the solution as it comes from the ionized water. So just ask yourself, is the metal more or less reactive? If it is less reactive, it will be discharged. If it is more reactive than hydrogen, then hydrogen will be discharged instead. The least reactive metal will be discharged if there is more than one metal ion within the solution. When it comes to which anions will be discharged, as there is always more than one anion in the solution. This is the order of anions. First, halide anions are always discharged first. Second, if halide anions are not present and hydroxide anions are, then hydroxide anions will be discharged. Lastly, all other anions will be discharged if halides and hydroxide anions are not present within the solution. Let's now apply these rules to the electrolysis of copper chloride solution. At the cathode, there are two cations, H plus and Cu2 plus, but only one of them can be discharged. Let's apply these rules. Because Cu is less reactive than hydrogen, the copper will discharge at the cathode. And this is what happens. The Cu2 plus forms Cu. Copper atoms form. This is because the copper is less reactive than the hydrogen. Let's see what happens now at the anode. The chloride ions are in group 7. They're halogens. So these are halide anions. They will discharge over any type of other anions. The hydroxide anions are below the halide anions. So the halide anions form at the anode, forming chlorine gas which rises into the air. Green-yellow chlorine gas forms at the anode. So now copper has formed at the cathode and chlorine gas has formed at the anode. What's left in the solution are hydroxide and hydrogen ions. The hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion can react to form a water molecule. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. Pause the video here to practice the keywords. The answers will follow. Press pause to answer the questions. The answers will follow. If stuck, just rewatch the video. Press pause to go through your answers and make any corrections to your mistakes. And don't forget to visit KayScience.com for more videos, worksheets and quizzes at KayScience.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe.